We are all on a bizarre, mysterious, unique path through life.
You see, we were meditating on high frequency, and so much disruption happened that we woke up from a frequency that we didn't even want to wake up from, and now we have to handle shit. It's like I was already in heaven. What happened to heaven when I went to sleep? You know, come on.
Hey, that's kind of what happened in the greater picture, the descent and the fall of mankind. Through the corruption of our ancestors and other people like us, the world has gotten to where it is today. But it can't continue. It won't continue. I've seen so much signs, so many signs, and so much reason to be excited for the future. I've heard it said that the light has already won, right? And the future without secrets and lies and wars and debts and oppression and all of this nonsense. If humanity worked together, sharing best practices, new technologies, helping support each other's families and helping to educate each other's children, we could work together to create the perfect world.
Yes.
And I think that's God's plans.
I believe you.
That's the natural order, is actually cooperation. There is competition in some regards, but the truest form of nature is balance and cooperation.
I noticed
balance achieved.
I noticed that too, Isaac.
I had to show it. I was like, we were in the same brand.
Synchronicity. It's an archetype. It's the model. It's the standard. And we're all here for that model, that standard, that archetype.
There we go. Someone who understands me. There we go.
I understand you, and I'm encouraging you both. Walk away.
I know you do. I mean, in the synchronicity, harmonization, frequency, magnetic, electric.
I'm a cellular cosmogonist, which is a pretty rare thing. So when you start talking about what you're talking about, I read you Lima Charlie, man. I hear you.
Cheers. I see it. I believe it. And they zapped my brain with magnets and took my frequency away, and the synchronicities are still there.
Oh, yeah.
Like, they couldn't take the God's picture away, but they zapped my brain and took my divine nature away from me.
They can't remove intelligent design. They can't do it.
They turned off like a genetic code in me with magnets or something that allowed me to perceive God. And it changed everything. It took away my lucid dreaming. It took away like my meditation vibration. It took away my heart energy that was connected to my brain through my pineal gland.
Isaac, you've repeated that story a lot, and I understand you want to share.
Yeah, but I never told human, I don't think. So I was just trying to speak on the vibration part.
Understand. And I want to remind you, I've offered before, I trust that there are ways for you to overcome that. And I mean, the truth is what changes people. And if I can be honest about what I'm seeing, I think you're using the past as an excuse for today.
If you get lobotomized and they don't tell you and they take your pineal gland, you would understand what I'm saying.
But did you hear the connection to the excuse to drink?
Yes, I'm just saying you think that I'm stuck in the past, but I'm speaking on vibration, so I'm talking about how it's real because they took it from me.
And the more we give power to that belief through,
but they did it.
Right. Yep. Things happen.
Yeah, Christ was crucified in Golgotha. You know, I'm not going to act like that didn't happen.
I'm not asking you to.
Yeah. But you're telling me that I'm living in the past, but I'm just speaking of how it's relevant to vibration and harmony that they don't want us to have.
Yep. So I've heard you. I understand. And I'm offering you that if you understand me a little better, the story could change.
Yeah, I just think you're not understanding what I'm saying because you think I'm speaking about the past, but I'm actually just speaking about something relevant.
I know.
Yeah.
We know you're using it for an example.
Yeah, an example. Like, yeah. That's why I'm not trying to be stuck in it. It just seems to always make sense to bring it up because we have this innate ability inside of us that they took away. And some people don't recognize that it exists. So I like to tell people it exists. Yeah.
Hey, but you gotta remember something too, Isaac. Just because they took something don't mean you can't get something back. You know what I'm saying? It's not like they took your manhood. You know what I'm saying? You can't get that back. You can't get that.
I'll probably never have kids, but whatever.
What's in front of you has still not been seriously explored, but I'm offering to you that there may be real life opportunities for us to play a part in ending wars, bringing forth reforms. I mean, I know the past has brought us to here, and there's a lot of reasons to focus on the things of the past, but the future is where dreams are fulfilled. And if we don't,
what you make it.
What's that?
So the future is what you make it. It hasn't even been created yet.
Thank you. This was an observation I was thinking about earlier, this idea of dreams. Dreams can come true.
Absolutely.
But if you don't stop to allow yourself to dream, your body will never go where your mind does not travel. You know? So it's time for us to start dreaming and creating the world and the future that we want. I want a world without wars. I know wars can end. I know disagreements can be overcome. I know there's peaceful solutions to every conflict, especially the ones I've been facing.
Well, how I see it, Jack, I think it should go back to like the old ways where if people had a disagreement, they go out and figure out who had to fix the disagreement. Those two would actually fight, and the winner would win. You know what I'm saying? Like back in the day when they had wars and battles, they would be in the front line, not sending troops. You know what I'm saying?
For a long time, though, it's been true that half of the working class can be hired to kill the other half of the working class. Happens war after war after war, and it's happening. There is so much evil in this world, and holy cows, where I started in the beginning, and I encourage those who tune in later, sometimes go back and check where I start. Maybe it makes more sense, but the ideas regarding Saintly Saturday, some of the conversations we've been having too, is when we awaken from the nightmare, we can realize it was a dream. Okay, things are not always as bad as they seem, and some things that we enjoy are not actually that good for us. Masking pain does not mean happiness.
I feel that one.
That was a life lesson I've learned, and if I'm not mistaken, I think Aaron might say that in a video, but it's the truth. And the world profits from people carrying around unhealed trauma, carrying around ideas of revenge and resentments. The world profits from selfishness
and regret.
But this is the thing. Today, in this lifetime we're living, through the technology we're sharing right now, right? There is so many answers, so many explanations. We live in an age of information where the damn companies charge limited data plans. What the fuck are we doing to each other? It's not us and them. This is
They've been limiting our data thousands of years. Thousands.
Limiting our architectural Akashic records.
Yep.
Or burning them with magnets.
Hiding who we are from ourselves on a daily basis for thousands of years.
Well,
did y'all eat shrooms without me or something?
Satan's been here forever. Satan doesn't like believers. Satan doesn't like people becoming enlightened.
I can't wait to be a real boy.
It's their goal to make sure people don't become enlightened. What do you mean?
How about
Now you're thinking higher. You're not controlled by Satan anymore. You're over your ego. You're over
when they take
speaking
away
out
a
dumbass
whole-
comments that make you sound idiotic.
Hey, sometimes that happens, but when you're out speaking, a lot of people you
Not
usually
you.
trying to be heard. I know, but when you out speaking, people you want to be heard, and sometimes people don't listen to the loud ones. You know what I'm saying? Because the loud ones usually bark because they got something to lose. So I like to keep it quiet because that way I can pay attention to what people are doing. You know what I'm saying? How people are moving.
Yep. If you don't make moves, you only see the enemy move.
Listening is how we learn.
Mm-hmm.
And we don't listen if we're always dealing with the mind chatter, telling us things from the past or repeating things we already know. The idea for all of us, we were born into a corrupted world. And here, this may sound, it'll sound how it sounds, but I know that it's true. Okay, if you consider the unreality of this world, realizing life is nothing but layers and layers and stacks of moments. That's all that time is moment after moment. So the only moment we even experience is right now. And so our world and our experience is actually unreal, because maybe I'm explaining this wrong. That which is true is unchanging, right? And so only that which is true is real. Well, the real that we know is change is the constant, so therefore it cannot be true. The only truth is the source, and the source of all the energy and light and information and the life that we live, that source is true. And it's only by the will and the grace of that source that we get to know anything. So it's a game of hide and seek from us and the whole world in an information realm, right? It's a hide and seek. We've hidden the truth from ourselves because, I guess, so we could learn the difference between good and evil.
I think it's a war in the past that we're having in the future.
I just want to interject.
Quantum electric DNA war.
I just want to interject on what you're saying, Jack. I don't believe that humanity decided to lie to itself. I believe that we started to believe a lie and we're stuck there. Yes. And it's so hard for the collective to wake up. Individuals, yeah, we can do our own thing. We can shine our own light. But to get that light wide enough for everybody to wake up, we already know what happens every single time anybody tries to do that.
They use fractals and mirrors. We should too.
It's happening.
Shine a light in one direction and it goes in every direction.
Exactly. And
well,
shown.
It is happening. In the past, there were single different movements and single people. Right now, there are many movements. There are many people standing up, shining the light on the corruption, trying to take to task all of this nonsense. I mean, I didn't attend. I tuned in for a little bit, I think, but every week there's the International Peace Coalition. They do Zoom calls. Some of these people who are retired or connected officials, people who have been investigating the stuff. There is a lot of things happening in the world, not just the evil stuff, but the good. So let's make a choice. Let's humble ourselves to the facts. There is evil out there in this world. Human trafficking, the evil and tragedies of war, they're evil. So if we can accept that evil exists in this world, we can make a choice. What do I want to be? Do I want to just be in between and, not pick a side? Hell no. People's lives are at stake. Our own lives are at stake. and the lives around us are at stake, depending on how we are.
And just to add on
Well,
to
Adam
that,
and Eve didn't fear God before they ate of the lie of Satan.
I just want to add on to what you're saying,
So,
Jack.
yeah.
While
Sorry.
you're absolutely correct, there is evil in the world. But when good men are apathetic to it, it gets uncontrolled. You know, when good men do nothing, evil prevails. And unfortunately, that's exactly what is happening worldwide.
The indifference of good men.
Well, when the morality of the society, an immoral society will allow wicked rulers to rise. We've got wickedness in high places, in the boardrooms, executive rooms, in these positions in the government. They've been placed there by God's design, our allowance, our choices, and the world is the way that it is because good men and women have been taught to obey and to not ask questions. And then they've corrupted themselves by obeying when they knew better, when they shut up and didn't speak up when they could have.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, that's the whole military industrial complex. It's all built on espionage and manipulation of facts. The only reason there's wars is because people choose to see enemies instead of opportunities for resolve.
Yeah, do you understand what I mean when I say that before we listened to Satan, we didn't fear God, and then once we ate from it, we feared God? That's weird because a lot of people fear God. Like,
it's what the world has been taught, and then
I found harmony and peace and rest in God.
I thought God was love in the first place. So why would you fear love?
Brainwashing.
No, something the enemy did to our minds in the beginning. Like, we weren't shameful, we weren't guilty, we weren't anything until Satan messed with us.
Right.
We were like pure. And that's like the lie that exists in time, like the American dream, or money being happiness, or like ego being happiness. Like, did we have egos in the garden? No, we didn't have egos. We knew God. We were based on God. We didn't have our own basis. So like, we didn't have egos till Satan gave us one.
Until man chose.
And that's pride, to want to be worshipped like a God.
It brought us to here. You know, the past brought us to here. And we all, by our own experiences, we all have our own degrees and awareness of good and evil. The fear of God, that's part of the religious stuff.
No, it's not.
It is.
No, it's not. Well, not part of the bad religious stuff. And
So
once again, I've answered this before, and you let it go out the other side. It had a lot of room to stay there.
Okay, so rather than repeat yourself, what do we want?
Do you want the answer to this?
You're the one with the disagreement.
No, I'm saying I've answered this, but I can't repeat myself.
We all know Tom's opinion.
No, there's new people here, so we might want to hear it again.
I know Tom doesn't think his opinion.
I'd love to tell you, Isaac. I just want to give time for what happens to happen. But Isaac, I'm going to get to it. Go ahead, Flow State. Tell me about my opinion.
No. Let's be on the same page. I'm just trying to dive deeper into understanding.
There's various levels to how we are to fear God. Number one, he does love us. We are his creation. Hell was not made for us. We just have our way to get there. But we fear him because whatever we're going through, he could easily 10x it, 20x it, 100x it. He is the isness. But we are also fearing God, as in we love him too, and we fear breaking his heart by not following him, Jack, Flow State, Wizard. And I've said this before, probably on this panel.
Yeah, you have.
I would agree all the way until up to the end where you were talking about other people. I would just recommend this. Instead of like telling people they're not on the right path or something, try to guide them consciously with a pure heart. so that they can
Oh,
see the true intent. No, so they can see the true intent and they're not put off by it and think they're being attacked or accused.
Yeah, you're speculating my methods, and I've also been very upfront. I'm the lowest tier wet works of that corporation, and these people that say the things they say don't deserve that. There is a fire and brimstone style preaching.
Yes, I just don't see Jesus saying that. I know who he is.
Jesus was effective, and Tom
Jesus
just liked
wasn't the
grandstand.
hippie that Jack tries to portray it as. That's part of the Western deception. Shout to G.
I'm just saying, if you're guiding people to the truth instead of attacking them, you're making progress, and you're not deep. Like, you might be right. I don't know. I don't know. I'm just saying this is how I see it.
Right, and nothing against you. We've had a steady rotation over 2 years of people that come in and don't realize most of us know each other at this point. And flow state types will take advantage of that I'll show in a video. You're fake flow state, and I'm disgusted by you.
All right, Tom.
Well, okay, that's not the understanding that I would seek.
That sounds like a personal.
Here's the thing, Flo. I get your YouTube comedic style, but you walk around here tonight. I'm going to go to the tomato and be serious. You don't grant people serious if you don't grant it, and that's what chaos is.
We're getting to the mind.
What does that even mean?
I think you should reconsider, Tommy, as like being constructive instead of just again tearing people down.
Have you seen my panels and some of my constructive content?
No.
Well, that's why no one. Be that person right now for me. Be that person right now.
Type 1 in the chat if anyone's seen Tom's productive panels.
See, where's my chat who agrees with me? That's not stand-up. That's not honorable. What I was trying to show Flow State and other people is if you really have an enemy out here, you must know their content. That's why I give Sanity Machine. Who cares what Sanity Machine's content is? If you're going to dig at him and not know it, well, he's right on that.
I just think there's more positive energy.
I don't know all your content. I don't watch all your content. I know the interactions.
Right, but you keep talking about me, and you keep exploiting and being a mod god when I show up. And this is one of the reasons when you see what you've been saying about me, when you already know and you deny that you know.
Tom, I interrupted you because you can't seem to interrupt yourself. Golly jeez.
Golly jeez.
Isaac, I stepped away while that was going on. Thank you for trying to encourage him to see. That's what I saw you doing, was trying to encourage him to see what he was, a different way that he could help communicate.
I tried to resonate the best I could on his level with the truth, also resonating at that level.
I thought, yeah.
You can't make yourself vibrate that slowly or you'll die.
That's right.
That's the thing.
Since my coma, I feel like I'm grasping my brain to stay alive. Like,
we gotta stop with the ad
like I'm keeping myself alive.
But you gotta admit that was a good one.
It was, but we gotta stop because look, the quips are good and shit. I'll give you that. The quips are good. But the ad homonyms gotta slow. Like because we try to have civil discussions. You know what I'm saying? When somebody's bringing animosity to the table, you know what I'm saying? People are gonna eat. They'll indulge because some people like to see the world burn. That's what Batman was about. You know what I'm saying? I don't think Jack wants to see the world burn. I'm pretty sure he's more of a fire extinguisher. You know what I'm saying?
Well, the thing is Flo.
I love fire extinguishers.
Flo recognizes himself. He loves the loosh. He loves the chaos. And there's a time for it, but then there's not a time for it.
Yeah, you gotta find the balance. There's a balance to everything, and because the thing is, once you put out, you gotta be able to take. You know what I'm saying? And a lot of people don't. And the thing is, that's the people that usually end up having someone pull up to their house after they gave them their address after a heated discussion. You know what I'm saying? So,
I think Flo can take. He can take what's been coming back, and I know he's having fun. Tommy too. He gets so excited and animated. But you know what? When I started doing these panels, I was doing that more too. You know, I've just had more practice, and I've had some good examples of people who stay a little more grounded.
Yeah, because I don't know. It's if you can have a conversation with someone on like a plane instead of like two different dimensions, it's a lot easier. I just find he's jumping dimensions every second.
Hey, I was trying
Like-
to figure out why he came in here though with the whole. He came in hot, bro. He
Look,
was
I
good.
don't-
He started off
I don't know.
good, and then as soon as dude said something, he was like, "You know what? I don't like you, and I'm gonna tell you why I don't like you." And I'm like, "Come on, bro." That's what Isaac. I'm like, "All right, I'm gonna let Isaac do it. This is Isaac's. Like, Isaac knows you a lot longer than I did, so I'm gonna let Isaac handle it." You know what I'm saying?
I know him twice, I think.
And the thing is, if once Isaac would have started getting attacked, then I would have said something. I'm like, "Hey, y'all can't attack this dude. Come on, man. This dude's
Dude.
trying to bring peace. You guys are over here disrupting the whole show. Can't do that."
And I see that. Tommy's back. He is a good dude. He's got a good heart, but man, he's got a spirit. Well, the God he believes in wants him to fight.
I just want to be on the same level and not be like here disruption or like
Isaac,
attacks.
you have to understand, dude. And this goes out for this whole community, including Flow State, El Perro, Jack. I literally spent the start of this stream showing Jack what's up, how he's wrong in Christianity. I was
That's
cool.
what you claim, but that's not
You interrupted me.
This
Yeah,
is
You wonder why I started
You're
losing
good,
my
you're good.
shit on your punk ass.
No, see, you don't have to break just because someone interrupts you. Just stay calm and be real still.
No,
Yeah,
I
we
break
already broke
because
it. We
when
didn't
I'm
even broke it.
interrupted, someone doesn't hear the whole thought. It's why I stop
Imagine that. Imagine that.
People do it
El Perro,
subconsciously.
we
We're
talked
not
about
all
you earlier.
able to
You
just
say that
hold
I
our
do
mouth.
a thing when I do not do it. Or
You
I
do
do
a
it
thing.
just the same as other people. I don't deny I've interrupted. But
Hey, Tom.
you were accusing yesterday, you said I was doing it as I sat silent, listening to you say I'm interrupting.
Hey, Tommy. The thing is, when somebody else is talking, we can still hear you. Just the
That's
person
not
that's
always
talking.
the case.
But no. It's
Do
the
you
case.
go onto the panel just for the panel, or are you considering the X amount of viewers?
What do
This
you mean?
man is real, dude. Why are you tripping?
He's not real. I've known him like 2 years of this
Nobody's
bullshit. And
real
Flow
but Tom
State's
and
only
Tom
being hey. Flow
Tom.
State even knows.
Tom, you're
No.
not as discerning as you think.
Sorry. You could have said this.
Okay, you spent the whole start of the stream submitting to the truth, and because you got
No,
your little
Tom.
group up here, you're gonna play
Hello,
your narrative game.
Tom, you never allowed us to even have the conversation.
No, you let Moose come in.
No.
You dropped
No.
Moose
It's
in.
so crazy.
And you never allowed me and Scully to finish out the conversation.
What about
Say,
now?
Sandra.
I mean, the
Okay, let's watch
conversation,
you. Let's watch you find the way you'll
You
keep this from happening.
this is the thing. You haven't had any willingness to be wrong. That's why you haven't wanted to listen.
When I'm wrong, I admit to it. You do not.
You
Jack
don't
Talcott alone.
listen.
Jack Talcott does not have the capacity to show me wrong.
Right.
He can't see that he's wrong.
You have cognitive dissonance. You've got your stubbornness.
And Down syndrome.
How about
Hey,
instead of saying I have cognitive
saying-
dissonance, you just show me where I'm wrong? Because that's what I do
Hey,
to you, Jack.
Love, you don't understand love, and therefore you don't
That's
understand.
not the
God.
argument. That's not
That's
the
my
argument.
argument.
You can't define love.
Well, I think love is something that is to be shared and worked for. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like it's a job. That's what love is a
Yeah,
job.
if
People
you-
don't understand that part.
You are right, Buddha guy. If that motherfucker had a chance at a third wife, he ditches two previous and the baby mama.
Here in the present, you push love away.
Why do you attack people like that?
Hey, Cindy Lou.
No, he's assaulted me. He keeps me silent and talks about me. Isaac,
Jesus
keep up.
turns the other cheek.
That's not what that means. He also says, sell your cloak and get a sword, and I will return with that sword on a white horse with an army behind me, because he brings division.
So
Yeah. Because the sword is your mouth and it's your tongue, and we stand together
mine's
united
a
in
hentai
harmony
tentacle piece.
for peace.
I'm just wondering how many fingers of love we put in Tom.
Tom is.
Well,
See, that's loose bullshit.
Tom's
The
not
cloak is
fighting
Christ's
the love.
name.
He's not
The
fighting the
sword
love.
is the tongue.
Tom's technically he's listening to argue for some reason instead
That's
of
not true.
hold on though. I want you to get to your point when you were making, so that we could. I want this story, because
Mike, you need to sit back and listen. Tom is cooking, and you need to appreciate what he's laying out, bro.
Is that you, Cup? Is that you, Cup? Why
I
are
knew
you
that was gonna
yelling?
happen.
Yeah, those are.
Cup. You need to sip, man. Sip. Just
Please
cool down.
continue.
Well, Truther Cop's doing his new thing. That's his new
I
thing.
know.
But-
what was
But
that?
Tommy, I wanted to hear the story that you came in here to tell, because you had a lesson that you were trying to teach. What was it?
Life Buddha, I'm not sure what you're referencing, but before I get booted out here, inevitably, I'll have my live stream back on the 6th. I'd love to have you without the effect of these fools.
Well, follow my channel, like Buddha Mike. No problem. I got you.
Because I'm like Jack, but for a different context. I'm always looking for a
Good
new
Lord, did he say,
person
will
to
you please
interact. Hey,
advertise
see?
the fuck out of yourself? Or did he ask
I'm
what you're
always
talking
looking for a new person to interact with fresh, but Jack's just looking for the agreement of a new person.
He's the backstage this motherfucker in YouTube. Now, can you answer his question, though?
Right. Back to the question. Now
What
that you-
up,
How am I
Godzilla?
that?
What up?
Well, he'd have to give me an example of what it was I was going on. I've been
Well,
derailed by
you-
defending
you were-
myself.
How
Oh,
about
you were
this?
talking about God, right? Like,
Yeah.
who is God to you? Because what I said
The
in my
Christian.
understanding was, the love part. You know
The
what I'm saying?
Christian King James version,
I'm
Jesus God.
not into the twisted version. I like the pretext, not the other text.
Well,
where
that's
they
the
took out-
deception.
they took out Allah, they took out the jinn, all that shit. I don't like that one.
No,
like-
the jinn is just another term for I keep
Angels and
losing
shit.
it.
It's
No,
like
it's the-
incubus and
it's the
succubus.
seraphim. Listen, you asked me a question. The jinn in Christian terms is seraphim. Those are angels that are engulfed with fire and are unharmed by it. Satan was a cherub. He was the most immaculate, most powerful creation of God.
now I
and then
am.
there's another. It's not funny. It's just
Yeah, it is.
your boyfriend's essence. Look at flow state. Get flow state in the subject.
I think he could have commented without you interrupting. Just that tiny comment, you could have kept going.
Yeah, because this look, I'm gonna say like this. Y'all gotta stop interrupting, because everybody has their own story to tell, bro. You can't
Not
tell their
all of them
story
are
for them.
equally valuable.
Yeah, but
And
you
these
can't
guys are
tell their
haters.
story
They're
for them.
haters, man.
And if I wanted to listen to the story, please respect
I didn't
my.
realize we were on Light Buddha's panel. My
I
bad.
would say, from my perspective, I like a tiny bit of side comments, but I can keep my flow going.
Yeah,
I
The
like
thing about
what
Tom is he will not
Hey,
land his
Isaac.
plane.
Isaac,
Jack,
I
you
also
not landing
stopped.
planes.
Jack,
I
you
also
supposed to be
stopped
asking
for the
questions?
same. I also stopped for the same reason.
All right.
Sometimes, like earlier with Jack, he would say something, and I'd like give an interjection because I want to hear what the interjection is.
Please, we've got another guest here who's been trying
Yeah,
to
you can't juggle three, Jack.
Yeah, I've been sitting back here. I've been sitting here letting Mike and Tommy rant and go back. Thank you, Jack, for finally acknowledging me. Mike, you need to sit back and you need to listen to Tommy cook, okay?
Back up
Hey.
off the mic, please, Cup. Back up off the mic. You
Don't tell me how to behave, motherfucker.
You are coming
Hold
in
on,
hot.
hold on,
I don't know
bro.
if Jack meant truth or cop. Jack, do you
Did I
mean
fuck
someone
your mom?
beyond truth or cop?
Did I
No.
fuck your mom, Cop? Or Cup, whatever the fuck it is, truth or cop?
Probably.
Cause I'm not a motherfucker. Unless I fuck your
Yeah.
mother, don't call me one.
All right. Please hold on.
Stop being a bitch then.
Is that
Something about that Photoshop of
Hey,
Paul
Jack,
just
it's me.
Buddha's been nothing but real. Y'all are fucking retarded.
Okay.
Why is Cup calling people out of their name?
Oh, you didn't hear me. I
Can
didn't
you
know I was
guys shut
backstage,
up?
you coward.
Hello. Can you guys take
Hello.
a hint and shut up for a minute?
No, that's not how you run a successful panel, you beta nobody.
I didn't ask you.
His shit's
Oh,
better than yours,
tyrant.
Tom.
Tyrant caught.
Gentlemen,
Welcome, Daisy.
hello. Thank you for allowing me on here. And I never thought it would come to this, but it's necessary. I am here to back up Tommy. I got you, brother. I got you, brother.
No, you don't, because I thought you were up on Flow State's panel.
Everything you say about God is true. I am tired of God being mocked. I am tired of God being belittled. I am tired of people laughing at Jesus Christ.
Daisy.
Everything Tommy just said is true.
Daisy,
You're triangulating, Daisy.
With his
triangulation.
he is right.
Daisy.
His theology is correct.
What you said, I agree with too, but that has nothing to do with how he's acting.
I don't agree with his behavior. I agree with what he is trying to tell you all about God Almighty that we will all stand in front of someday. How do people not get that? This is important.
Daisy, are you present?
I'm here, but I am lit up.
Okay, well, let it go, because here's what I want to help you realize. You're fired up for the right reasons. You're pointing the wrong direction. Okay? You actually have the balls to join my stream to enable the nonsense of Tommy and what he's been saying about me, just like you've been enabling.
First of all, I am female. I don't have that anatomy. I'm a female. And the second part is I'm not condoning his behavior. And he used to tell me that I was too soft on things. And I told him he went too hard. But guess what? Tommy's right. Tommy is right. You people stop.
Hello. Let's join in the present again. No reason to be so defensive, okay? Because when you get all defensive, you just start attacking. And I don't want to deal with
it. Every single one of you, that is your only way out of this hellhole.
Daisy,
do you not understand?
Hello. Can I speak with you here and now? Can I have your permission?
Are you willing to talk about who God really is and what's really happening in this world?
Hello. Yes. We can talk if you chill out. Because what I'm not going to do is continue with what I described you were doing. You have some confusion, my friend. And I'd love to discuss what God is, what love is, and maybe even what economics are about. See, because I remember if I'm right, you were telling me I'm wrong about the money system. Was that you, Daisy?
In some respects, yes.
Okay.
Because he who will not work should not eat.
Daisy, according to you or God? See, what I'm suggesting is you have some confusion, just like Tommy has some confusion, just like Paul and Snafu and Margot and Donald Trump and Joe Biden and Jeff Bezos. All of these people have some confusion within them. I'm just encouraging you to open your mind, accept that right now, how we treat each other right now, it matters. Tommy has not been correct about this God of war and punishment, and you're not right about your belief in working hard is the only way, because the way of God is gentle and powerful, but it's compassionate, it's uplifting. Daisy, I don't know where our disagreements between you and I are, but I'm telling you, I know God's love is true.
Did you run her off?
What a joke.
Connection
All you did is show I wasted my time the first part of this stream. You're
All right.
absolutely a gold.
Maybe you should leave then. Maybe you should leave then, Tom.
So you love me?
I do. I love you
me and we're friends.
You go.
Will you backstage me on it because you love me so much, or will you hide from the truth and misnarrate what I told you? I didn't call him the god of war. I said as long as Revelation says this ends in wars and rumors of wars, your dumbass won't end wars.
Tom,
yo, that's a big ass ball.
You've got to expand your interpretations, okay? You need.
No, I can take my God's word at his
either
word.
listen or leave.
That's you.
I'll be right back. I'm gonna hit some Keith.
Stay sober and vigilant because your enemy is a prowling lion that seeks to destroy you.
I'm encouraging you to look into expanding your education, Tommy.
You haven't shown me you can demonstrate that I'm lesser.
Tom, you haven't been willing to look. A humble man will look to see for himself. You lack humility.
I know for myself, and you don't want to hear it.
You are delusional.
Liar. Why didn't you tell me I was delusional the first half of this stream?
I've been polite and I've been avoiding using that word for a while, but you've clearly confused.
I'm delusional?
Yes.
Projection.
Your behavior demonstrates it. Your lack of self-control.
Oh, okay, so do you remember just early in the stream, I said that I've explained my behavior, you know it, and you'll still sit up here and misrepresent it. You're a fool.
Tom, I'm done with you.
I don't like you, Jack.
You go away. You're kind of sucking the joy out of this. If you hadn't figured it out, I'm here to enjoy the Saturday afternoon.
But why can't you recognize that Tom knows everything and is entitled to everything?
This is the insanity of the ordinary ego.
That is not an ordinary ego. Don't normalize that.
It
Don't
is.
normalize that.
It is. It's extraordinary in different ways. Dude, there's a lot of...
That's insanity at its purest.
This is the American way. So
didn't we have a girl up here a minute ago? Not Daisy, someone else. And Jack ran her off. Probably Tom ran her off.
Oh, no. It's Chris. I wonder if that was it. No. You know, here, this is the thing. We can all understand each other. I know that we can. We don't have to have all of these disagreements, because really the only thing that matters is how we treat each other.
The fuck is going on?
Isaac
So I was singing.
His own world, man.
I felt so good. I was singing. I was doing the hallelujah, hallelujah. That one.
You're nuts, man. You're stone cold nuts.
Fucking nuts.
Dude, I don't mean that in a bad way.
200 times, taking DMT 60 times. I'm more than nuts, homie. I'm the balls.
You're the balls from the present reality.
I understand the human mind like never before, and they zapped my shit, man. I'm telling you.
You keep focusing back to that.
Focusing, bro. This is a Holocaust on my mind. They attacked it.
I know. I know.
Yeah, bro. I'm telling you, it exists inside your soul. I'm saying you have a magnetic frequency of harmonization.
So are you going to be right? I know.
That's all I'm saying.
Are you going to focus on the damages or on the infinite healing that's available, the potential that's not been realized?
Let us put that healing in you.
I should fast and only eat vegetables for like a year. Yeah, I should. Yeah, you're right.
Yeah. And fruit. You can have fruit too.
Yeah, I like fruit too.
Fruit for my fruit cakes.
Actually, I'd love to become a fruitarian.
I was
You're
a
too poor.
vegan for a year and a half, and I never felt better in my life, ever. Never felt
Been
better.
since 2018 for me, plant-based only.
Yeah,
Organic,
just because you
I
eat
assume.
mostly lentils doesn't mean that you've been a vegetarian since 2018.
What's that? Since I did what with lentils?
Have you
Because
fully
you eat mostly lentils.
transitioned yet, Zach? Are you planning on fully transitioning?
To what?
A female.
Spirit?
Veganism.
To a divine
I
being?
mean, you know, I don't know.
That is-
I don't know, man. I'm just asking. I don't know.
My intention for the future, should God allow it, is yes, I will transition into a divine being, greater than I ever
You'll just
thought.
ascend into heaven.
In the name of
I'm
Enoch.
wondering-
In the
Do
name
you
of
think that all
Enoch,
women are
I
divine,
understand.
or are you going to be like a special divine woman?
I'm wondering if and when, if then when, God will allow me to walk on air. Because
Yeah.
you know,
Boy,
Would you join my live later, Jack? And we could have an actual conversation, like on a different level.
sure.
are you guys gonna meet in the sky?
Yeah.
Streaming.
Make sure to
from
bring some
cloud number
Kleenex, bro.
2.
You guys are gonna be crying together.
Actually,
hope
today
so.
is
I hope to God we can actually achieve an emotional state of being that allows us to understand and feel empathy for the whole world at once. Maybe.
Fuck that shit.
here. It's exciting.
Yay!
We have that capacity
For
It's
done
empathy, not
before.
me.
for the whole. Yes,
Empathy for the whole world of sinners and pedophiles and pedo pogo optics. We're gonna have empathy for all
For
that.
Margot.
Uh-huh.
For
Uh-huh. Yeah, for
Yeah.
Margo. Let's start there, Jack. Let's see that happen.
Did you see that face?
Sunday.
Because I've been through some MK Ultra, drugged, tortured, brain zapped. I still have forgiveness in my heart. What's the difference?
hey, no kidding. That video that's in the description, he actually even addresses those examples. I just dropped the link in the private chat up here too.
Like they want to make me evil. Sure, they could torture me, drug me, but they'll never make me evil. I'm not evil. I'm sorry. Like no matter what they do to me, will never change the fact that
Oh, I didn't
righteousness
see
is righteousness, and that is what I choose.
I'll tell you what I'm going to try, Jack. Because I know I can't reach you. You've shown just in this stream that from the beginning to now, you're quite loony. I want to sit here and watch.
I was already so hostile, I wouldn't even let you speak.
Let him finish,
No.
please.
I just
On
want
your
to watch.
Why would you?
I just want to watch the likes of El Perro and.
Where's the
others.
empathy, bro?
Yeah.
He's bringing down the empathy in the room.
I just want to see them where they push back or where they let you go, because that's what I watch too.
All right.
Hey,
Tommy,
Chris,
thank
did you ever figure out where I said I was going to sue your daddy? Because I found all the stuff where he said he's going to sue everybody.
Man, more Christ-like. I love this. Wow.
I love
Well,
this.
none are Christ-like.
Yeah,
No, not one.
You don't have to attend 12-step meetings to study neurosis anymore. They're public, man. Zoom
That's
calls
why I was
on
mad you didn't let me and Scully go. He made a
God,
good start
shut
with
the
I'm a
fuck
bad
up, Tom. It
representation.
never stops.
You find so much to be mad at. Have you
No,
noticed?
I'm mad that you said you would facilitate our issue and then you didn't go anywhere with it.
Okay, I'm sorry.
Psychotropic medication, man.
Can you notice that you find a lot of things to be mad at?
Do they still do lobotomies anywhere in the world?
No, I do
Yes,
specific.
they did it on me, man. Don't joke about
And these
that.
I got a shovel. What you aren't aware of. See, it's almost like if I go sophomoric, these guys will get serious. Should we try it?
No.
Then I don't understand how we can't get 7 serious people at one time. Moose is
I've
gone.
been wondering that.
We have 6
Because
until
you're facilitating the chaos.
I'm not trying to. I'm actually trying
No
to
accountability.
have
No accountability, Jack.
we were all harmonious before you showed up, I think.
Well,
we were, weren't we?
Well, you got here late, so you are drinking today.
Sure. Hold on.
Oh, let's
And then
blame it on his
State's just
conscious
gonna
mind,
stoke
but
the
not
fire where
believe he's
he
been
sees
zapped
fit.
by
I know
magnets.
you
Nice.
guys too well, and you act like we don't.
Tom, I'm going to ask you again.
Suck my
Start
dick.
looking at you.
Yeah, you don't know none of us, dude. None of us.
The
I know that
assumptions-
you've been playing that.
The egoic assumptions, Tom. That's what the world has to break from. We've got to get out of these loops. What's that?
His first sentence was hostile.
I know, but
how do you reach a tribe with a defense wall being hostile and we're going to let him in? Like,
hey,
he's being hostile. He's being hostile. You don't let him in.
Isaac, that's
I'm just
your
saying.
rules, right?
Yeah.
That's your
The defense
rules.
law here is your soft ass bitch behavior. I mean, honestly, toughen up, bro. Y'all sound like a bunch of bitches.
The shaman speaking out
Isaac?
to the tribe on the meditation
Isaac?
vibration in the progress we need in these moments. You would
Hey,
let
Isaac?
people come and ruin the vibration.
Hey,
That's what I'm
Isaac, when we're on your stream, I promise I will sit back and
I'm just
allow
telling
you
you,
to talk and talk.
they're infiltrating.
And what I'm trying to get you to see, Isaac, look at yourself. You and Truther Cop have both been interruptions and agents of chaos as well. So
only when the chaos arises, I open my mouth.
God.
Only when the chaos arises. When there's peace, I am silent.
So you're.
So where was the chaos in the interruption of me?
First
Why did you
sentence
just interrupt
that
me?
the first sentence Illuminati came in here. He
I
attacked
just
you.
asked you, why did you interrupt me?
I wasn't. I'm interrupting his frequency.
No.
That-
He's not even. He's not even.
So
up
you
here.
think it's productive that
Isaac.
every time he comes up that it's just
Holy
distraction?
shit. Isaac, can you please shut your mouth for a moment?
You're Illuminati now, Isaac.
Wow,
That's what he's
yeah.
saying.
That's what I'm actually trying to get him to see. You started mimicking his fucking behavior.
I've been silent the whole time until I realized that someone's disrupting it.
And then you wouldn't shut up.
But he's just attacking you. You don't see that he's attacking you?
Isaac, you're
please
still
stop.
speaking, proving that
Yeah.
you haven't shut up yet.
I've been silent for 10 minutes, man.
Isaac, I've been asking you to stop interrupting me. And you wouldn't shut up about the past interruptions.
Maybe I'm off the wall and I went too far.
Really interesting how that shit.
I'll
just
gather my
turned
mind and I'll
contagious.
come back.
It's
Let me
how
gather my
it's
mind
contagious.
and I'll come
It's
back in a
contagious.
purer state. Honestly, no,
All right.
I might have stepped on the
Isaac,
wall, man.
That's good.
Isaac,
I'll come
I
back.
love you. What it is, it's the way we're designed. That's why we're not supposed to judge.
Yeah.
Hey,
That
Jack,
which you
he's
hate.
going to collect himself real quick. I think that's a good idea.
No, yeah. It just to me was hostile to begin with. So I was like,
here,
why do we
don't
keep
need to keep
why do we
talking
keep
about
wanting
it.
to let that back?
Just reset
So I'm
yourself.
like-
We'll see in a second, Isaac.
All right.
Yeah, please. Thank you. This is what happens, though. We become that which we hate.
That shit is super interesting, though. How that.
And what I
You
want,
just go have a few puffs too.
you know, it's up to each of us. This is what I actually see happening. I see people learning and growing, but the key to learning and growing is to look at ourselves. And what I saw is something I've been doing, allowing myself to drop down and to start engaging with Paul and Tommy and
Don't you think that all these problems could be resolved if we had less empathy and then the emotions weren't contagious?
Absolutely.
yes and
That
no.
means you'd be taken up for me.
Yes and no.
Why are you guys asking Jack like you respect?
This is
him
amazing.
as mine?
Holy
No,
jeez.
I'm asking you, Flow State.
I'm not
2 days
answering
ago,
you.
Jack is aware of your bullshit. Now he
I'm
wants
not
to sit
interested
here
in
and
talking
entertain
to
me.
you.
Tom, all that matters is the truth, and that's happening right.
Right. That's why I keep coming back.
You don't pay attention to the now.
No, that's you.
Are you sure?
It's
Watch
like
the
they
beginning
can't.
of the stream.
It's like they can't stay out of your business because they need the attention.
That's your enemy that has. He's trying
if they
to
go too
portray
long without getting
me.
attention, they'll cease to
He's
exist.
trying to portray me. Okay, flow state goes to
That's what
every
I'm talking about.
channel
Flo.
and
If we
says,
just
"I
ignore
want
them and have our own
attention."
conversation, you know, people will hear that.
I was at the beginning of this conversation, you old coot.
So what? Please. Here's what I see.
Exactly. So what?
Here's what I see. The seeking attention, which is what is happening with many of us. It's for different reasons. Most often when we're crying out about our problems or, you know, trying to prove other people are less than us, it's because our inner state is looking for attention. This is why I have a theory about Snafu running around making accusations of so many people.
His inner state.
He's trying to prove something, so he's got something inside himself that needs to be proven. He needs to admit. I think he's got something to admit or confess. One of the things for sure, he's got to admit and confess he was wrong about his accusations of me. And eventually he'll start confessing.
Mama Sue, I've done I think three streams on empathy now, and I think I know the first one was called "Empathy is Unnecessary" or Overrated. I can't remember if it was unnecessary or overrated, but yeah, I think all of them have empathy in the title though.
Hey, empathy is an interesting word. I see a lot of people who are, in my opinion, just overly sensitive, and they say, "Oh, I'm empathetic." Well, maybe. We all have these sensitivities, and there is something truly about being stoic and moving beyond the sensitivity and even being willing to have the rude, hurtful conversation with someone. I've seen you do that, Flo. That's what I mean. You've been a good example of that. The other side, though, without a willingness to try and understand, sometimes we just focus on trying to prove people wrong.
Did you see the short I made with Illumitami?
I don't know if I did or not. I may have, but I'm not sure. Here.
Did you fuck Tanya?
I fuck Tanya.
Would that be such a pain? Tanya would be so loud and ratchet.
Tanya's actually Tanya with the wig.
That's what I'm saying. Luck for have to listen to Tanya.
I think so.
I think so.
Your name's Chuck, right? You're here to fuck, right? And then doesn't she like snap his neck with her legs or something? A fucking redneck gaudy ass truck too, if I've ever seen one. That shit. Your name is Chuck, right? And this is his cousin talking, or whoever the stripper was.
Did you fuck Tanya?
I fuck Tanya.
Would that be
my God, man. See, you can't make this shit up. I mean, Tom is a character just in who he is. And I don't want him to change who he is, but I know that he'd feel better if he tried treating himself and others better. I mean, honestly, that's the lesson I learned. It's pretty simple and obvious. Be gentle to ourselves. Be kind. And the more we do that, the easier it is, I think, to feel good. And life is about feeling good. I don't give a shit what people say. It feels good to feel good. And we feel good when we be good, when we do good, when we overcome the bad habits. My mind just went to my bad habits. But
we've all got a few.
They're easier to break when we've got encouragement and support. When we know we've got people that care.
I think that they're easy, that they're hard to break, but they're easier to leave and to leave for something else, if that makes sense.
That's the key.
I don't believe in moving away from things, but towards other things.
That's actually the key to success that I've learned. It really is breaking the way we're designed. You know, to survive, we have ingrained in us these selfish instincts. And so the selfishness wants to collect and gather. Damn it, now I lost my train of thought. Why did I go into the selfish? I don't know. The key to freedom, though, is to overcome that selfishness. Realize we don't need as much as we think. And especially if you practice not thinking. I know that probably triggers some or raises some hairs on the back of you.
Yeah, I was like, I heard you say that, and I was like, well, oh, Jack's going into something that's bullshit. Go ahead. Sometimes I dissociate for both of our sake.
I know, and I respect that, and I appreciate that. However, you should consider some of these things because it's proven to be true.
No, it is not proven to be true. You're
is.
Trying to get me to not think by thinking. You're trying to get me to think my way out of thinking?
Yes.
No, it won't happen.
Follow the logic to
Okay.
the fact that when you allow yourself, when you're not focused on thinking about things and other things, when you're not focused on thinking, your mind is more calm. And it's
Agreed.
in the calm that you can have more freedom.
I actually agree with that. And I don't sit around and chatter in my head. I'm actually pretty thoughtless.
I suspect that. I've noticed you have a very good sense of presence and awareness. You're very in tune with the moments. Myself, I used to have that monkey mind. Dude, it was nasty.
Yeah, I think that people, I think that's anxiety. I mean, at least that's what it seems like to me when people are just sitting there yapping in their own head.
Guilt and self-worth. Those are the things that are going to cause us the worst feelings and maybe the most noise inside. The lack of self-worth. So I'm assuming you're living pretty guilt-free then. Pretty.
What do you say? Yeah.
pretty honestly.
Yeah, absolutely.
Although that's what's that Bohemian Grove?
Yeah.
The cremation of care ceremony. You familiar?
Care and guilt are different things.
Well, when you don't care, that's when you can get rid of the guilt. And that's kind of in line with what you were talking about, is overcoming the sensitivity.
I don't know that I necessarily think that care and guilt are intertwined that tightly. I think that they're separate things.
Well, they're separate things, but I do believe there's some kind of intertwining, because when you realize that there's a certain thing that you may be following that would put you into guilt, you would do the care to remove yourself from it. You know, and that's just simply looking at, it should be an instinctual thing of looking out for yourself to make sure you don't become your own downfall.
So you're saying that you think that that more care would actually move you towards less guilt?
Correct. By being preemptive in your own actions.
Yeah.
And not saying that
that's interesting take. I wasn't expecting it, but
and not to say that it's going to prevent anything.
Right.
But it is preemptive enough so that if does cause come to be, you have ulterior and superior motives and options.
Right intentions.
Right.
Right intentions to try and avoid problems, to bring solutions. And that is something, though, with self-doubt and a lack of confidence, we'll hold ourselves back from doing the right thing. That's where I think my guilt and shame came from, was not doing what was right. That's why these religions, it's not just the religions, it's the whole society. It's overcomplicated life. We're not supposed to live in fear or perpetual anger, you know.
Well, we've become such a regulated society around the world that people have lost a lot of self-esteem. And again, that's because they want to take upon that comfort and convenience and give up that responsibility. Now, I'm not saying to be prideful, but at least take on that responsibility so you can appreciate the power that you really have in being yourself and saying your yay be your yay and your nay be nay. Not being that slave to somebody else's ideologies or dogmatic processes and this and that, but knowing that in your heart, you, just like we spoke of earlier, owe no man anything. That's the only real thing that we need to worry about, I think. And if you truly don't owe anybody anything, then what is truly sinful as versus what might be wrong or erred or, you know, something like that can be retributed and paid back.
The view on what is owed, that's partly the problem between people. But I think righteously, we all owe ourselves the truth. We all owe each other honesty.
And that's what I was talking about. It has to do with that care.
Yep. And that's just it. We've got to have a level of care and respect for each other, because the reality is all of these come back to what you said too, breaking away from some of the ideas and the dogmas that have been conditioned. People only know what they've learned. And there's many people alive today who certainly don't know the things we've been discussing. And that doesn't make us special. They just know different things. But I trust. I'm telling you guys, my faith in God, it was something I never thought I needed or even wanted. But at this point, I think it's what we all need. We all need faith in ourselves, faith in a better future, more faith and trust that there's good people out there, that there's answers. Because there's a lot of them. I think we've had quite a few, even though we didn't meet agreement with some of the good people.
Even though we chased off all the good ones.
I appreciate you guys for roughing it out with me.
One or two passed through here.
Hey, I do feel like maybe it's time to shut down. There's a couple more things I may take care of today.
10-4, thanks for having me up. Mostly fuck Sophia and salutes to the chat.
Thank you for joining. I appreciate it, brother.
And I'm out too. Be blessed. And I agree. Fuck Sophia. Have a good day, everybody.
Respect to you as well. Chris, I don't know if you even got a chance to talk. How what?
I just want to say hi, see how you're doing.
Respect to you. I appreciate you joining. I'm gonna wrap it up and thank you sincerely. Hey, and Chris, I want to encourage you. Hopefully you'll still catch this. I want to encourage you, Chris, because you're another man of integrity and bright light, faith. You're standing strong, and God's using you for evidence of, good man from the little bit I've seen. There's a lot of good people that have been gathering here in this Talcottian adventure, and I sincerely want to thank all of you who have, because this lifetime, man, I never thought my life would turn out this way. Never thought the last few years would happen in America or the world. Never thought I'd see the things in the world that I've been allowed to learn and to see, not only about the past, but about the present days, and be by a strong foundation of, I feel in my heart, I've got a decent foundation of knowledge regarding the past and the present situation. Golly gee, praise God. I look forward. The future is ours. The future is yours to dream of. So raise your energies of gratitude, of faith, faith in the greatest creator, the greatest power you can imagine, and that power of divinity, of perfection that's with you, for you to know. It'll reveal itself through the truth. That's how I've learned to know the God of creation, the Father of all that is. I know that through the truth, the source of ideas, the source of thoughts, all light and dark, all known and unknown, all good, all evil, all that ever will be experienced by you or me, it comes from God. So what do we want to align with through time? We want to align with love, because love is the power that overcomes. Love is the power that strengthens, it fulfills, it empowers. Love is the natural state of being until the patterns of the mind find all the problems. So, brothers and sisters, just in the simple acts of kindness, being a friend to another, you can change someone's life. Invite yourself to become a better friend for yourself and do the things that you will be grateful that you did, and enjoy doing the things that you're going to be grateful for doing. You know, stepping away from the old habits, maybe breaking off the old beliefs, the old limitations, stepping out to grow and to discover and to share greater things. Because, brothers and sisters, I am who I am. I'm Jack Talcott. I've enjoyed our time together, and I truly hope you have enjoyed our time. This life we're living, this adventure, who I am who I say I am. I am who you believe I am. But I am a man who considers myself to be a good friend. And I bet you are too. So a good friend is one who will change your life, right? We've met people like that. They come in and out of our experience and they transform us, right? They bring us new ideas, new perspectives, new ways for us to embody. Those friends, those are precious. You know what? Become one of those friends, not just for yourself, but for all those you care about, and share affection with those who offer you affection. It feels good, and feeling good can be shared. So, brothers and sisters, thank you again. Please help the numbers thing, at least help create the image that people like this for some reason, but I know I do. Praise God. Thank you all. Choose love. Peace for everyone. And live without fear. God bless us.